Welcome back to the channel, Unconformed here. My name is Roman. We're going to be talking about the Euros, all of the Liverpool players that were involved in the first round so far. It's been a great, Euro so far, and I think this will probably be one of the better ones. Mainly going to be talking about Trent. Obviously, we got VVD, Gakpo, and Ryan Gravenberch in the mix as well, with Dominik Szoboszlai and Andy Robertson not getting as much joy as some of our other players that we have on international duty right now. But let's jump right into this England game, which was a little bit of a mixed bag for Trent, right? Obviously, Joe Gomez is in the mix there, didn't get to come on today. But the fact that Southgate was able to trust him enough to be in that position, I think he played well. 91% pass completion rate, won 2 out of 2 duels, only misplaced a pass or two, and lost the ball maybe once. I don't remember one time, which almost led to a goal, which everyone got on top of him for. But it's very interesting, being an American coming from the outside and looking in. Of it feels like England almost has this obsession of building up young players only just to tear them down on grand stages and great stages like this. And I don't think that it's an intentional kind of thing. I think it's just maybe just like history. They're feeling the history repeating itself, where we have, England has these amazing teams, they have these amazing players, only for them not to produce on the grand stage, where I feel like maybe the public should be rallying behind these kids, these young players, instead of, almost having your entire country being against you and then the other country being against you at the same time. So it's very interesting. And I don't know, put it in the comments what's behind that whole thing of why England has kind of this obsession with building up player after player after player, only in hopes to see them being torn down. I've seen it with Kobe Manu to a degree, right? I've seen it a lot with Trent. We're seeing it now with Phil Foden, who didn't have a great game, but he's your player of the season, right? In the home league, a homegrown talent from Manchester, British lad, right? Being able to get the player of this season, in contention for Ballon d'Or, but now he has one bad game and the entire public is against him. It's very weird, and I feel like it might be a little bit different in America. I know LeBron gets a little bit of hate in America and stuff like that, but when it comes to an Olympic stage with America, all Americans are behind these players, right? Regardless of the results. Um, it's interesting. I'm obviously not British. Let me know what you guys think. If you're a Brit watching this and you have some insight on this, please inform me on that. But I find it very weird. And Trent had a decent game in midfield and played very well. And you have to keep in mind, they're playing against other players who are at the top of their game, the peak of their game as well. These are the best players in that country. So for him to be able to have a good, solid performance like he did against a midfield that consists of Dusan Tadic and Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, these guys are very good players. Like, Serbia is no pushover team. They have Vlahovic in there. They had Mitrovic in there. These are very good players that play at the highest level regularly, week in, week out. And he was able to hold his own and play a decent game in that midfield with Jude. And I think they enjoy playing with each other. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Jude as well. He is the real deal. I really wish that Liverpool was able to get him last summer instead of him going to Real Madrid. But that pull from Real Madrid is insane, and I think we're going to even see even more players come that direction now that they've seen the success of Jude, who's 20 years old, won a Champions League, won a La Liga, and could be on his way to winning a Ballon d'Or, depending on how well England do in this tournament and how well Brazil do in the tournament. Because I think it's between him and Vinny Jr. this year. But he's the real deal. I loved what I saw from him today. The intensity, the fire that he brings to the game. It reminds me of Kobe. It reminds me of Kobe Bryant when he was on the field, where he just didn't give a damn about anyone. Get out of my way. I'm getting this ball and I'm putting it in the back of the net. I'm taking this ball from you. And I feel like you have to have that bite and that desire and that hunger, especially when you're on the international stage like this. I remember seeing him shoulder checking one of the Serbian team members, and you need that. This is, you're going to war. You're going to war for your country, man. And it was really nice to see that at least one player on that field wasn't willing to roll over, and I think that captain's armband is destined for him. I know it rubs some people the wrong way. Some people don't like it. Some people and Kobe and it was the same way with Kobe. Kobe was very controversial in that right too. A lot of people hated Kobe because of his intensity, and then when he was gone, they were like, "We miss him. We miss the Mamba mentality." It's not like that in sports anymore. I'm glad this young kid has it. He has that hunger. He's a lion out there, and he doesn't back down from nobody. He's supposed to be playing in a more advanced position, and I saw him picking up deep spaces and putting in sliding tackles and running his ass off like he didn't just have like a 50-plus game season with Real Madrid playing in a Champions League final like a week ago. He looked the least tired out of all these other players that had rest. So him and Trent together in that midfield, I think it's a good thing. Him, Trent, and Rice, they looked good together. I think the more time they get together and they play together, I think England could be cooking. I feel like they could be cooking. I know there's a lot of people talking about Trent and saying that, no, he did okay, but he looked out of position. What the hell do you expect them to do? Responsible with the ball, created two opportunities, created two chances, put two shots on goal as well. What more did you want him to do? He did everything that Jude essentially did except score a goal, right? And I love it. I love the chemistry that they have on the field. I love how they paired well with Bukayo Saka. I think Foden should get another try in there. I think Harry Kane actually was kind of on an island a little bit in that match, and they need to figure that out. Maybe somebody with a little bit more mobility and speed would maybe work a little bit better, an Ivan Toney or an Ollie Watkins, but I doubt that he'll drop Kane for this next match. So we will see. But as for our other Liverpool teammates that are in the Euros this year is the Dutch Bros, right? VVD, Gakpo, and Ryan Gravenberch. VVD, of course, had an amazing game, had a good game. They conceded early, but Gakpo was able to bring them back. And you're seeing Cody Gakpo flourish again for his international team because he's playing on the left wing. I remember seeing a tweet saying that Cody Gakpo's crossing is really good. How if we were playing him as a 9? And then someone said, nah, Klopp was playing him as an 8, bro, a box to box 8. And isn't that so true that Klopp kind of shoehorns a lot of these really talented players into positions that, kind of don't work for them. And the crazy part is that it kind of works for Jurgen, which is the craziest thing. These tactics of bringing in some of these ultra talented players and then putting them in weird positions, it kind of worked a little bit, and I guess that's why he kept doing it. But you can see that that Gakpo is a winger. He just is. He's a left winger, and he's an extremely talented one at that. I think he's going to have another really good tournament, just like he had a great World Cup. Hopefully, we see more Ryan Gravenberch in these next coming games as well. VVD, keep doing your thing, brother. I think they are a dark horse to win this tournament. The Dutch, England is in the mix, France is in the mix, Spain looked amazing, and Germany looked dangerous, right? With how fluid they are with Musiala, Verts, Havertz. They're playing with I think it was like 6 midfielders or something like that. And they looked silky, man. There was nothing that Scotland could do because they didn't know who was playing what position. Really, the only position that was like kind of solid in there was the defensive midfielder. Everyone else was just swapping and changing and moving. And Musiala on the ball, the way that he dribbles. If I'm hearing rumors about him potentially being interested in a move in Liverpool, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Let's be honest there. But if he comes to Liverpool, oh my word, he's probably one of the best dribblers that I've ever seen at the ball. Simple movements, low center of gravity, able to wiggle through pretty much any scenario. Is absolutely mad. I like that kid a lot. I'll keep an eye on him. Hopefully we hear good news about that. Scotland didn't get a lot of love, unfortunately. Silly red card. Silly red card from that center back. Studs up. He knew what he was doing. He's had a bad discipline track record. But there's not really much you can do when you don't have a huge pick. You don't have a huge talent pool when it comes to those things. And it's going to be a tough goal for Robertson. But I think he can pick the Scotland side up, and I think they can get some results. But it's going to take a lot of effort. And I think that's why Ben Doak was brought into the team, was to give him a little bit of attacking guile in there. I don't know if Lewis Ferguson was able to play in that game. I was watching, but I don't think I saw him on the field. He's very good as well. They need to attack. Scotland's got to attack. They can't be, overtly defensive like that, or teams these bigger teams are going to pick them apart and tear them apart, right? But Dominik Szoboszlai unfortunately did not get the result that he was looking for in the Euros in the opening round. But an amazing assist, whipped that pass in for his teammate so that he could send the ball into the back of the net. I think Sabo will have a good Euros. They could be a dark horse. I didn't even realize that they hadn't lost a game in their group qualifying for the Euros. I think they just they got to get the big stage jitters out. And I think we'll see the best out of this Hungary team because I think Sabo, given the freedom to pretty much do whatever he wants, is going to do damage for them. They just need to get their heads back on right. First loss in a long time. And then they just need to come again in this next round. So it was really good for our Liverpool players. I'll see you guys next time in the next round. I think that's it for our. Oh, we got Portugal. We got Portugal. We got Diogo Jota that's coming in for Portugal. So we'll cover him next time. But other than that, you guys have an amazing day. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this round below. Is Jude the guy? Is Trent a midfielder? Can Sabo bounce back? Can Robertson bounce back? And are the Dutch the dark horses? Are we not talking about the Dutch enough that they could potentially win this whole thing? I think they actually might. Germany looked really good, but I think they're a little bit more flash than substance. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.